Yeah, and your hands when you go up. That's true. I snapped my hands many times.
You did that before, yeah. Thank you.
Good morning and namaste. If I haven't met you before, my name is Dan, and I'm really short, so really hard to see. I'm 6'8", so it's easy to see. Couple of announcements. I know we all want to get here and get our favorite spots, but let's be respectful and make sure that the Tai Chi class has the ability to leave the room before we mop them. I had that request from the previous instructor, so I know we're all excited for yoga. You may find a block helpful today. They're in the gray tub over by the windows. You also may find a strap helpful today. They're in the box with avocados on it next to the mats over in the corner. That being said, if you feel like you can do lots of things without straps, everything should be doable in that way. This is an all levels yoga class, so we'll be offering some different options. Usually I'll start with the most accessible option and then progress from there and let you know that it's a progression with the word option, or if you want to do something. I teach Mondays and Wednesdays at 10. I keep the Monday classes a little bit more relaxed, stretch, slow yin-ish side, and then Wednesdays are a little bit more vinyasa flow, a little bit more work. So today is Monday, so we're going to stay a little bit more relaxed to start off the week on one of those notes. I think those are my announcements for today. So let's begin with a little bit of meditation. Find yourself in a seated position. Unstack your spine directly over your sitting bones. Look for length through your spine. Root down into the mat and allow the crown of your head to rise up towards the ceiling. Shut or unfocus your eyes if that feels safe for you. And reconnect with your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, whisper ah. Two more together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, whisper ah. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, whisper ah. Continue with your own breath at your own pace. As you find your mind wandering, acknowledge that you've left the present, or either the future or the past, and then return to the present by coming back to your breath. your awareness back to the room. And on an exhale, allow your chin to come down to your chest. Inhale, roll your head to your left, just a little bit until your ears are over your shoulder. Exhale, return down to the chest. Inhale, roll the other direction. Continue with your breath at your own pace. Roll to your right. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, rebalance your head over your spine. Bring your right hand to your left knee, your left hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, turn to look over your left shoulder towards the back of the room. For a deeper twist on your exhales. Exhale and release. If you'd like, bring your left hand to your right knee, your right hand behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, turn to look over your shoulder towards the back of the room. Exhale and release. Inhale, bring your arms overhead, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release down and forward, reach your hands out, release your forehead down towards your ankles. Inhale, move your hands to your right, bring your nose above your right knee. Exhale, release back to center. Inhale, work your hands to the left, bring your nose above your left knee. Exhale, return back to center. Inhale, circle your hands behind you, sit up. Clasp your hands together, broaden your chest, look up towards the ceiling, and move your hands away from your low back. Exhale and release. Inhale, lift your right hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend to the left. Look up underneath your left arm towards the ceiling. Reach out. Inhale, bring both arms overhead. Exhale, bend the other direction. Inhale, return to center. Exhale and release. Switch your feet if you're cross-legged. Inhale, bring both arms overhead, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, reach down and forward, release your forehead towards your ankles. Inhale, work your hands over to the left, bring your nose above your left knee. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, come over to the right, bring your nose above your right knee. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, sit up, circle your hands behind you. Clasp your hands together, straighten your elbows, broaden your chest, look up towards the ceiling. An option to stick your tongue out and try to touch your chin with your tongue. Exhale and release. Inhale, lift your left arm straight up. Exhale, bend to the right, look up towards the ceiling, and reach. Inhale, bring both arms overhead. Exhale, bend the other direction. Inhale, lift your right arm up, sit up. Exhale, and release. Bring your feet in front of you, more than hip width apart. hands behind you. Your next exhale, windshield wiper down your knees to the right. Bring your left knee next to your right heel. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, windshield wiper the other direction. Continue with your breath at your own pace. With our knees pointed to the right. Inhale, sit up tall, turn towards the back of the room. Exhale, come down to your elbows. If you'd like to come into full sleeping deer, reach your hands forward and release your forehead down to a block or to the floor. Exhale, work your way back up onto your hands. Inhale and return to your windshield wipers. Inhale to center, exhale down. Meet with our knees pointing to your left or towards the windows. Inhale, sit up tall, turn towards the back of the room. Exhale, come down onto your elbows. Or reach your hands all the way out and release your forehead down to the mat. Exhale, work your way back up. Inhale, and reach for the windshield wipers. Lead a cycle with your knees to the left. Inhale, return to center. And extend your right leg out straight, bring the sole of your left foot into your inner right thigh. Place your left hand behind you and to the left. Inhale, lift your hips, come up onto your knee. Reach your right hand back and just stretch on your left, your right side. Exhale, sit down and stretch towards your right toes. Option to do this with a strap around the bottom of your foot if you so choose. Exhale, release. Inhale and sit up. Point your left hand behind you and to the left one more time. Inhale, reach back with your right hand. Lift your hips. Exhale, sit down. And stretch towards your right toes. Option to add a twist to this by bringing your left hand to the outside of your right foot or right ankle. Place your right hand behind you and turn to look over your right shoulder towards the back of the room. Exhale, release. Inhale and sit up. Switch your feet. Stand your left foot out. Bring the sole of your right foot into your inner left thigh. Place your right hand behind you and to the right. Inhale, reach back with your left hand. Lift your hips, come up onto your knee. Find a stretch on your left side. Exhale and release. Sit down and stretch towards your left toes. Exhale, release. Inhale, sit up, plant your right hand behind you and to the right. Inhale, reach back with your left hand, lift your hips. Exhale, sit down, stretch towards your left toes one more time. Option to add a twist this time, bringing your right hand to the outside of your left foot or left ankle. Placing your left hand behind you, moving over your shoulder towards the back of the room. Exhale and release. Inhale and sit up. Work your way into a tabletop position. Bring your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers, engage your fingertips into the mat. Or if this is still intense on your wrists, you're always welcome to come up onto your knuckles. Exhale, arch your back like a cat. Tuck your chin, look towards your knees. Inhale, release your belly, run your chest forward, cow. Continue cat-cow with your breath at your own pace. We'll do 5 in each position. And then meet with neutral back. Finish up with a cow position, and then return to neutral back. Inhale, lift your right hand out and up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right elbow next to your left knee. Look up underneath your left arm towards the ceiling. Come to the back of your head. And work your left hand forward to thread the needle. More of a stretch in your right neck and shoulder. Press your right elbow down into the mat. left hand back underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, open up to the right. Press through your left hand, readjust your left knee. Lift your right hand and right leg into a side plank. Add some balance. Option to lift your right foot off the floor. Final option is to bend your right knee, find your right ankle with your right hand, and add a little back bend. If you're in the back bend, inhale, open up. Then everyone exhale and return to a tabletop position. Spread your knees mat width apart, bring your big toes together. Exhale, send your hips back to your heels and release your forehead down into a child's pose. Allow your lower back to release. Allow your entire back to expand on your inhales. Exhale, return to a tabletop position. Readjust your hands and knees. Inhale, lift your left hand out, up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring your left elbow next to your right knee. Look up underneath your right arm, into the back of your head. And work your right hand forward. More of a stretch in your left neck and shoulder. Press your left elbow down into the mat. Bring your right hand back underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, press through your right hand. Open up to the left. Lift your left hand and left leg into your side plank. You're welcome to remain here. If you'd like to add some balance, lift your left foot off of the mat. Final option is to bend your left knee and your left ankle with your left hand and come into a back bend. If you're in the back bend, inhale, release and open up. Everyone exhale and return to a tabletop position. Inhale, look over your right shoulder towards your right heel. Shift your hips to the left. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, look over your left shoulder towards your left heel. Shift your hips to the right. Inhale, return to center. Continue side cat with your breath at your own pace. We'll do 3 on each side. Finish up on your left side. Come back into a neutral back. Inhale, lift your right leg back and out. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Option to bring a blanket underneath your left knee. And then inhale, bring your arms up. Sink your hips down and forward, find a little back bend. Exhale, straighten your right knee. Bow your head down towards your knee. Shift your hips back. Point your toe up towards the ceiling. One movement with one breath between these 2 positions. Inhale, come up, reach forward. Exhale, bow your head, straighten your knee. Inhale, come forward, reach up. Exhale, bow your head, straighten your knee. Inhale, come forward, reach up. Exhale, bow your head, straighten your knee. Inhale, come forward, bring your hands together into prayer. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And twist to the right. Option to increase your twist by opening your hands. Exhale, frame your front foot with your hands. Inhale, lift your right leg back and out. Exhale, bring your knees and ankles together on the mat. Flatten your ankles down to the mat. Send your hips back towards your heels. And sit up. If this is intense, you're always welcome to remain a little bit forward. Inhale, open your arms out wide. Exhale, cross your arms in front of you. Either give yourself a big hug or twist your forearms into eagle arms. Remember, wedge elbows on top. We'll do the other way next time. Exhale and release. Inhale, open your arms out wide. Exhale, cross your arms the other way. Either give yourself a big hug or twist your forearms into eagle arms. More of a stretch in your shoulders. Bring your elbows closer to your nose. Exhale and release. And return to a tabletop position. Spread your knees hip width apart. Inhale, lift your left leg back and out. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Inhale, reach your hands up and forward, sink your hips down and forward. Exhale, straighten your left knee, point your left toe towards the ceiling, bow your head down towards your knee, shift your hips back. One movement, one breath between these two positions. Inhale, come forward, reach up. Exhale, straighten your knee, bow your head. Inhale, come forward, reach up. Exhale, straighten your knee, bow your head. Inhale, come forward, reach up. Exhale, straighten your knee and bow. Inhale, come forward, bring your hands together into prayer, and then bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, twist to the left. Option to open your hands and increase your twist. Exhale, release, frame your front foot with your hands. Inhale, lift your left leg back and out. Exhale, release your left knee next to your right. Engage your toes into the mat. And then sit up into a toe squat. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, cactus your arms, broaden your chest. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, cactus your arms, broaden your chest. One more, inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, release and kick it out. And return to a tabletop position. Your next exhale, turn your heels over, send your hips back and up, come into a downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Inhale in between your hands. Exhale, walk or hop to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, bring your hands to your shins. Work your feet mat width apart, point your toes away from each other. And on an exhale, come down into a yoga squat with your hands together in prayer between your knees. Always an option to use a block as a seat in this position. Broaden your shoulders, shine your heart forward. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, straighten your knees, lift your hips, bring your feet back to hip width apart. Exhale, release down into a forward fold. And find your elbows with your hands. A little side to side motion, ragdoll. exhale, release your hands down to the mat, bend your knees. Inhale, rise it all the way. Exhale, release your hands to heart center. Center yourself over the arches of your feet. Find an active stance while unlocking your knees and hips. Then shift your weight over your right foot, strengthen through your right leg. On your next inhale, come up to the tree by bringing your left foot under the kickstand. On your inner calf, or above your knee joint onto your inner thigh. Bring your hands either into prayer, or reach up towards the ceiling. Allow your gaze to rest on a point that's not moving in the room. Look for length through your spine. Exhale and release. Walk down. And recenter your weight over the arches of your feet. Now the active stance by unlocking your knees and hips. Shift your weight to the left. Strengthen through your left leg and your core. Inhale, come into tree on the other side. Kickstand, inner calf, or inner thigh. Bring your hands either into prayer, or reach them up towards the ceiling. Grow your tree. Allow your gaze to rest on one point in the room. That's not moving. Try slightly widening that point. Focus your eyes. Exhale and release. Walk out. And then come to the top of your mat. You may want a block available to you in front of you on its highest setting for this next one. I'm going to get into pyramid. And on your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step your left foot straight back. Bring both knees so that they're straight. Have your hips reaching, turned towards the front of the room. And then on your next exhale, begin to reach down. Bring both legs straight, toes stay parallel. Find a block or reach all the way down to the floor. You should be finding a stretch in your right hamstring and your left calf. Option to add a twist to this position by placing your left hand on the block of the floor. And then on an inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, and look towards the ceiling. If you're in twisted position, bend your right knee, lift your left heel, place your left hand on the mat. Maybe open your legs up a little bit more, and then you're in dragonfly twist. Everyone else, work your way down, bend your right knee, lift your left heel, and then lift your right hand into dragonfly twist. And then bring your right foot to the outside of your mat, point your toe out about 45 degrees. Exhale, release your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. And then come down onto your elbows into lizard. Option to do this on a block. And for a more accessible version of lizard, you're welcome to release your left knee down to the mat. Exhale. Come back up onto your hands. Lift your left knee. Begin to work your right foot across behind your hands. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist, cross your shin underneath you. Begin to sink down onto your elbows. And come into pigeon. For full sleeping pigeon, reach your hands out in front of you and release your forehead down to the mat or to a block. If this is intense on your right knee, release your weight onto your right hip and shift your torso to the right. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, straighten your elbows. Look up towards the ceiling, broaden your chest. Find a stretch in your left front hip. Bring your hands forward. Begin to work your left foot in a little bit. Lift your left knee off the mat. Then on your next inhale, lift your right leg back and up, three-legged dog. Exhale, plant your right foot next to your left. I messed up, so left and right, sorry. And then come forward into a plank. Option to come to your knees as you come down through chaturanga. Inhale, send your heart forward. Lift your chest, cobra. And then work your hands forward until you're on your forearms and sphinx. Keep your hips down on the mat. If you'd like to take this back bend a little bit further, straighten your elbows and come up onto your hands. If you're all the way up, exhale, release, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then inhale, send your hips back and up. Downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Maybe bring your feet just a little bit in closer to your hands. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, walk to your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Bring your hands to your shins. Work your feet mat width apart. Point your toes away from each other. Exhale, come down into a yoga squat with your hands together between your knees. Shine your heart forward, broaden your chest. Exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Inhale, straighten your knees. Bring your feet back to hip width apart. Exhale, release down into a forward fold. While you're down here, place your block in front of you if you plan on using it for pyramid. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, rise up all the way. Bring your arms overhead. Exhale, step your right foot back. Keep your knees straight, toes parallel, hips remain forward. And then exhale, reach down and forward, find your block, or bring your hands down to the mat into pyramid. Your right heel should stay on the mat. And you should be finding a stretch in your left hamstring and right calf. If you'd like to add a twist to this pose, plant your left hand onto a block or the mat. And then inhale your right hand onto a block or mat, and inhale, lift your left hand and twist to the left. Work our way into a dragonfly twist. If you're already in the twist, lift your right heel, bend your left knee, and place your right hand on the mat, and keep your twist. If you're not in the twist, bend your left knee, lift your right heel, maybe spread your legs out a little bit, and then lift your left hand into the twist. Begin to work your left leg out to the outside of your mat. Point your foot out about 45 degrees. And then on an exhale, release down onto your elbows. into lizard. Option to do this on the block for a more accessible lizard. Also option to release your right knee down to the mat. Exhale, come back up onto your hands, lift your right knee. Then begin to work your left foot across in front of you until your left knee is behind your left wrist. Bring your heel underneath your groin. Then begin to sink your hips down, come to your elbows. Option to reach your hands all the way out in front of you and release your forehead to a block or the mat. Come into full sleeping pigeon. If this is intense on your left knee, shift your weight off onto your left hip and readjust your torso to the left. Hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, straighten your elbows, broaden your chest, look up towards the ceiling. Find a stretch in your right front hip. You're going to work your hands a little bit forward and work your right foot in. Lift your right knee off the mat. And on your next inhale, lift your left leg back up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, plant your left foot next to your right. Move forward into a plank. Bend down through chaturanga. Inhale, lift your arms out to the sides. Lift your chest and lift your toes into locust. You're welcome to remain here, or if you'd like to come into a full bow for a very deep back bend, bend your knees, find your ankles with your hands. And then send your hips down and lift your chest up. If you're in full bow, exhale and release. And everyone bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Spread your knees mat width apart. Bring your big toes together. On an exhale, send your hips all the way back to your heels. And release down into a child's pose. Exhale, come back into a tabletop position. And come into a seated position, and then work your way onto your back. Straighten your left leg. All the way out. Then on an inhale, bring your hands either to the back of your right thigh or to the outside of your right foot. Turn the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling and pull down into half happy baby. Engage your left quad for a stretch across your groin. left leg. Bring your hand to the back of your left thigh or the outside of your left foot. Turn the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling. Pull down into full happy baby. Engage your lower abdominals to flatten your spine all the way down to the mat. Down by your tailbone. If you like a little bit more accessible version of happy baby, you're welcome to release the soles of your feet together. And then bring your legs down and in. Exhale, release your right foot all the way down. Bring the sole of your left foot so you're back into half happy baby on the other side. Engage your right quad for more of a stretch across your groin. Exhale, release your left foot down to the mat, bring it close to you. Inhale, lift your hips, turn them to face your right. And bring your left leg down and across. Use your right hand on your left knee to help that. Extend your left hand out to the left. Turn your head to look at your left hand. Find a big twist in your spine from your neck all the way down to your tailbone. It's more important to keep your left shoulder on the mat than to bring that left leg far across. Exhale and release. Straighten your left leg, bend your right knee. Bring your right foot in close. Inhale, press through your right heel, lift your hips, turn them to face your left. Bring your right knee down and across to the left. Use your left hand to help. Reach your right hand out to the right. Turn your head to look at your right hand. Find a twist from your tailbone up through your neck. It's more important to keep your right shoulder on the mat than to bring your right leg far across. Exhale and release. Locate your block. And then bend both of your knees. Bring your heels in close to you. Inhale, lift your hips up off the mat. Place the block underneath your hips. Exhale, release your hips down to the mat. Your block, I should say. And then inhale, lift your feet into the legs of the wall. For a slightly easier version, you're welcome to have your hands on the back of your thighs. Also, you're welcome to find some movements, maybe in your feet from your ankles, or your knees, or your hips. Whatever feels best for you. You're welcome to remain in legs at the wall as long as you like. Move into Shavasana. Exhale, release your feet down to the mat. Inhale, lift your hips, remove the block. Exhale, release your hips down to the mat. Inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Find some circles going in both directions to massage your lower back. Then begin to release your legs all the way out. Allow your toes to point away from each other. Turn the palms of your hand up towards the ceiling. Tuck your shoulder blades in together down the center of your spine. Close or unfocus your eyes if that feels safe to you. Come back to your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, whisper off. Allow yourself to release tension on your exhales. Across your chest from shoulder to shoulder. Release your throat. Your jaw and tongue. Allow the circles around your eyes to widen. Bring your attention back to the room. Find any movement that your body is asking for. Meet in a seated position. Thank you for joining me in this group practice. The light in me sees and respects the light in each